And welcome back. So a bit of a public service announcement today. Unfortunately, I've got to withdraw my physical products from sale within the EU, hopefully only temporarily. But as of today, you're only going to be able to buy digital downloads and that kind of thing. There's a long, involved story to this, and it revolves around something called PPWR and EPR. I'm probably going to mangle the acronyms. Post and packaging waste recycling is a directive, an actual finger-wagging directive that's come in from the EU this week. Like many people, I was hoping for a last-minute reprieve. That didn't happen, so I've had to take the unfortunate step of just stepping back from sales of physical goods in the EU. Packaging, waste recycling, you would think as a consumer, I know I do as a consumer, that when you buy something and you get packaging with it, you put that packaging in your recycling bin and that gets disposed of and recycled responsibly by the people who you pay to do that. I pay for it here in Britain as part of my council tax here in the workshop. It doesn't come as part of your business rates, makes you wonder why we pay business rates, but I pay a service charge on this workshop and the other one, despite there only being one of me. I do pay twice, and that takes care of all of my recycling and waste management and all that sort of thing. What the EU have decided is that the producers of that waste should be paying for it as well. No, I don't think we're going to get a discount on our community charge, our council tax as a result of this. But basically it means that, you can see the logic of it. It's aimed at the likes of Amazon and Temu and Shein and AliExpress and Banggood and all those massive suppliers piling loads of products and waste into the EU countries. But they've gone about it the directive has been written with very broad brushstrokes, and unfortunately it includes the likes of me and many other one-man band, whatever you want to call us, solopreneurs, cottage industries, side hustles, anybody who's making a few sales each month, some of which going into the EU, are now suddenly tarred with the same brush as the likes of Amazon and Temu and everybody else. On the face of it, it's not a terrible idea from a business point of view. If you can get somebody else to pay for your problem, then that's fine. But the problem I have with it, just to say, it's nothing new. Some countries, Germany in particular, have this kind of waste recycling charge already. I've paid a few euros to Germany under the Lucid scheme to pay for the waste and packaging for the 2 or 3 sales I make to Germany each year. It's usually a few euros for the waste and packaging and a €20 handling fee. These days, I think the handling fee is more like 40 or 50 euros. I don't think the actual waste disposal has gone up much. But those independent schemes are now going to come under the general umbrella of PPWR and EPR. So what's the problem? Why don't I just pay a fee and register? Well, firstly, you've got to register in each country that you ship to, which 27 member states. You don't have to register for them all, but I've made sales in 8 of the EU member states last year. So you'd have to register in each of those. In order to register, you've got to estimate how many metric tons of packaging you're likely, this is ridiculous, you're likely to send in the next 12 months. Well, those 8, with the best will in the world, those 2 sales in each of those 8 member states, maybe it was 200 grams. Okay, 250 just to be safe. We're talking minuscule amounts, and there's just no way to allow for that. It is a sledgehammer to crack a nut situation. As I said, many of us, the smaller independent businesses were hoping to have had some sort of late reprieve, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Many companies, many countries in the EU are looking at this and trying to decide what exactly to do with it. They do agree that it's a sledgehammer to crack a nut. But at the moment, it is a regulation, a genuine finger-wagging regulation. And rather than attempt to comply with it, and the cost of registering with each country for an EPR number, an EPR license, varies. I haven't seen one. There's a list going around. I'll try and find it and put it on screen now. But there's one going around. I think the cheapest country is 250 or 300 euros. And it goes all the way up to 1,400 euros for a license for a year. And that's just the handling fees, if you like. That's not the actual cost of managing the waste. There'll be an additional charge on top of that. That just doesn't make any sense. As you might imagine, the 2 or 3 sales that are made in each of the European countries this last year have only generated 200 or 300 euros at most in each of those. So it's just not worthwhile registering in all those countries. So until this all shakes out, I've taken the step, unfortunately, of stepping back from sales of physical goods in the EU. Sales will continue here in Britain. They'll continue in the United States. They'll continue in Canada and New Zealand and Australia, of course, and everywhere else that's on my list of markets that I can sell into. But for now, sorry, EU, you're out in the cold. Fingers crossed, this will come good in the end. It comes at a particularly bad time for me. I don't talk much about the products until they launch, but I do have, as my 10-Minute Workshop Plus members know, I do have a few products coming out soon. I've got the 10-Minute Workshop MFT Plus jig coming along. Obviously, we've got the loose tendon jig. Anybody who saw me at Maker Central this year would have seen the next generation loose tendon jig. There's a hinge drilling guide as well. I've got the jolly and colourful 10-Minute Workshop square enough 3D clamping guides in there. There's a couple of others in the pipeline too. But unfortunately, for the moment at least, EU sales are off the table. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks very much, everybody. I hope that clears things up a little bit. I'll keep you updated as soon as I know more. But for now, it's out of my hands. Right. Thanks, everybody.